What seemed to be about to happen has finally come true. The Republican candidate Donald Trump has won the elections and rises, once again, as President of the USA. Trump at no time has had any support from the media that apparently have positioned themselves against him at all times, humiliating and defaming him continuously. The media cannot explain how a 78-year-old man facing for criminal cases, in one of them he has already been convicted and is awaiting sentencing in 3 weeks, apart from several civil cases, insults and scandals in the last 8 years, has been able to beat his rival Kamala Harris. And despite having everything against him, citizens have shown their support for him to enter the White House again. We already commented in a video that it was very likely that the incidents that have occurred against Trump's life in recent months, since the campaign began, have done nothing but favor the Republican candidate. We can see that these incidents at no time have cost him his life. Perhaps he only intended to look like a victim, seeking the support of a whole sector that would interpret what happened as Trump being the person chosen by Providence. And some alternative media, groups and individuals firmly believe that Trump is the last hope to restore greatness to the US and save the world. According to their beliefs, he would be the chosen one to end what he himself has called the deep state and put an end to the corruption and immoral crimes of all kinds in the country. Because Donald Trump's discourse is aimed at attracting those people who are against the misdeeds carried out by the high public officials, all the measures that have done nothing but impoverish the people to the point of having a weakened country in every way. There are many who believe that Donald Trump will be the one in charge of bringing back the glory of the USA and putting an end to the globalism driven by these cabal-dominated world organizations. However, there is substantial evidence to indicate that this is not going to happen, at least in its entirety, because both the red and blue camps, Democrats and Republicans, globalists and patriots, all these groups are controlled from the same place, the shadow power. To begin with, let us remember Donald Trump's stance in favor of the country of the Star of David. He has publicly stated that he is proud that his son-in-law Jared Kushner and his own grandson are of the religion of the country of the Star. Not only that, but he has declared that he would do everything possible to defend that country, and considering how things are in the Middle East, this cannot look good. Trump's pro-Zionist stance makes it clear who he serves. On the other hand, according to the specialist in black nobility, Jorge Guerra, Trump has links with Italian mafia groups in New York, which helped him build his fortune and rise to power. The Gambino family, which traces its roots to the Italian black nobility, became the most powerful criminal organization in the entire US, and its power extended from the East Coast to the West Coast of the country. They managed to amass immense wealth and power without anyone being able to prevent their illicit activities. In addition, Trump studied at the Jesuit University of Fordham, located in New York, which makes him have links with other members or students of other Jesuit centers. As his relationship with the now millionaire Wilbur Ross, who also studied at a Jesuit university, who amassed his fortune by investing in troubled companies, Ross was in charge of directing the restructuring of bankruptcies from the multinational NM Rothschild and Sons, controlled by the Rothschild family, belonging to the Star of David religion. Ross, working for the Rothschilds, was able to rescue Donald Trump from his first bankruptcy, with the Trump Taj Mahal in 1991, the most luxurious and expensive casino in Atlantic City, which went bankrupt in just 1 year. Trump biographer David K. Johnston said publicly that, if it hadn't been for Wilbur Ross, Donald Trump would not be in the White House. Of course, to repay those favors, in 2016, Donald Trump would appoint Ross as U.S. Secretary of Commerce. And not only that, but the person who took over the debt in Donald Trump's successive bankruptcies was Carl Icahn, a billionaire whom Trump admires and who he wanted to appoint as Treasury Secretary, a position that Icahn declined. Icahn is a business magnate and has majority stakes in corporations such as Nabisco, Texaco, Western Union, Marvel Comics, Revlon, Blockbuster, Netflix, Lyft, or Herbalife. What Trump is doing is returning favors to those who have helped him, and we already know Donald Trump's past and his connections. He will never go against those who raised him to power. There are many rumors by the QAnons that Trump will put an end to pedophilia and child abuse. However, in Jeffrey Epstein's list appeared the name of Donald Trump, who, although he was exonerated, could well have been part of that plot or at least knew about it. Epstein and Trump had been friends for decades, and they liked to coincide in the parties they organized and to publicly give each other compliments. In addition, Trump's name appears on the flight log of Epstein's plane, and Epstein's brother claimed that Trump flew on the plane numerous times. When the allegations against Epstein became news in 2019, Trump distanced himself from him, saying he was not a fan and they severed the friendship. Coincidentally, the same thing has happened with the famous rapper's case. If Donald Trump was not involved, at the very least, he must have been aware of everything that happened at those parties and never did anything during his presidency. Finally, we should mention the Q movement, which has been designed by DARPA, the Advanced Research Projects Agency, the Tavistock Institute, and Trump's campaign advisor and Jesuit Steve Bannon, who managed to make this movement reach a certain importance among the population. On the other hand, there are the so-called white hats, another movement that tries to create Trump supporters and whose messages never come to fruition. As a curiosity, the new cry of the Trumperos is, "Fight, fight, fight." But, coincidentally, the letter F is the sixth letter of the alphabet, and the acronym FFF results in 666. All this leads us to only one conclusion. There is not, nor will there be, any savior. Trump is not going to change absolutely nothing. Everything will remain the same. They will continue with the distractions to hide from the people the most transcendent thing, which is what is hidden behind the scenes. The system has been under the control of the same power group for decades. No party will offer a real solution, only distraction and disunity, because both sides belong to the same owner.